Hi, good night, and welcome to Bench Talk. My name is Jason Clark, and tonight I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Mr. Damien Reed, Akim Nero, Hassani Evelyn, Mr. Dwayne Collymore. And tonight we are also joined by a very special guest, someone who's definitely not a stranger to cricket. This one played cricket from Barbados before, also played for UWE as well, and now turn coach. Yes, tonight we're joined by a very special guest, Mr. Jason Parris.
Hi, good night, guys. Thanks for the introduction.
Yeah,
Yeah, good
good night,
night,
good
JP.
night.
Good night, JP. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining us.
Not a problem, man. All is well.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. How the guys doing tonight, man? How the guys doing? Nero, I got checking with you. Your Lakers looking pretty okay. Only 4 turnovers from Russ last night. LeBron. How you feeling with your Lakers now?
We're racing for the Swift, buddy. You just want the name. We get there.
Game it.
I ain't not too high, not too low.
Okay.
We had a break last week, so I hope the guys good, huh?
Pardon me?
Yeah,
We
we had a little break.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Hope the guys good.
Glad to hear that.
Wait,
Glad to
I mean, keep banging. A lady asked me to show you, Zidane Clark's mom. Big up to her. But she said she'll be watching tonight. Big up to her. She started up my online banking, man. After you made math me.
So who's she name? Five? You know she has just Zidane Clark, mom.
Man, you use me, son.
But you can't beg a woman. You just call she Zidane Clark, mom. You got beg a woman properly, man.
That is what was introduced to me, buddy. I because when I went to her, I can't remember. She asked me a question, give she the card, I explained the situation, and then I gave she the card, and she said, "You don't know me," and I was like, "Not really." And no, she asked, "What you were doing the show last week?" That's what she asked. But yeah, that's what I know her as a son.
You know, everybody's approach Rastaman just cheese on females approach Rastaman always
Lord,
different.
no.
I ain't getting in that.
Rastaman.
I ain't getting in that. I
He's
ain't
really
getting
argumentative, son, boy.
I get jump right into the thick of things here with JP. Like I said, introduction, JP. You're definitely no stranger to the cricket. Whenever you see JP, you think Charlie Army, but you also think, we're gonna get into the Charlie Army part a little later on in the show. But I want to start with the cricket aspect of things. I like to get to the nitty gritty. I like to know, how did you first fall in love with the game, and how did that come about?
Well, basically, I fell in love in the game in terms of like village cricket. I had a gentleman next door to me, my neighbor. I couldn't really go outside and play as I would like, but he was the one who would come and collect me and take me up. And I was still in primary school, so he used to take me up the road, and the guys used to play some road cricket up there. And then as I got a little older. Then I started then planning my own cricket. I had guys around me like Andrew Emptage and Sadiq Hill and a guy called Ricky Kadu and so on. And we used to play our own cricket over at Carlton Club or down at the bottom of the gap. So we had a real liking for cricket. We used to play cricket every single day. Kevin Stout as well. So we had a pretty good team of guys who used to play cricket. We also had Jamal Smith and so on, and those guys from the farm, quite close to us as well. So we used to play a lot of cricket. I started to organize games against guys from Free Hill and across the community. So I really had a liking for cricket, and then I went on to the Ellerslie Secondary School, where obviously there's a cricketing school, so I continued there.
Was a cricket in school? Was a cricket in
Well,
school?
when I say cricketing school, when I say that, Ellerslie has a very rich history of cricketers. Guys like Philo Wallace, Carla Best. When I went there, I butt up on guys like Shirley Clark. You had Corey Yearwood as well. Guys like Dwight Boying, Suleiman Ben. And the list goes on and on. So we had a fair amount of cricketers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. Fair enough. And I see now that I'm gonna fast forward now to the coaching aspect of things. We would have had guys like St. Henry would have also had Jamal Smith. No, those are guys too that would have gone on to, the coaching side of cricket. You, someone like yourself, no, I just wanted to know, what propelled that? What might you say, well, I no longer play cricket, but I wanna go over to the coaching.
Well, I was coaching for a very long time. I'm a teacher for over 20 years, and I'm also a coach for over 20 years. So I was always in the Creative Cricket program, where we used to coach after school. You guys in this cricket board. So I used to, more or less coach the youth, the juniors, and that kind of thing. I kind of prefer to coach the youth. When I say that, in terms of obviously, I wear many different hats. So around the time of that other hat, in terms of club cricket, I don't normally be available like that to basically coach a club. But throughout the year, I coach at school, I coach the kiddie cricket. So, we have like basically like 6 or 7 schools that we go to and we coach there. Unfortunately, the kiddie cricket program is no longer. For some reason, I don't know. I am kind of baffled as into why that program has halted. But we don't have that program going on anymore. So therefore, I really had a dream to next year I would have been opening my business officially. However, due to COVID, and my son and so on, and some boys around me, I felt it necessary to basically launch that business this year. I mean, it's not only cricket that I'm looking at. I think cricket has to go hand in hand with education. Um, we have to know how to use our brains. It's very important, and
No,
That's a
obviously,
fact. That's a fact. You
and
say it clearly, especially T20 side. But go ahead.
of course, and that is something that is definitely a problem. And I want to be different in what my school is offering. I'm not looking at this just having an academy or whatever. I'm merging education with the sport, and then obviously the sensitization of jobs that are included in sport, because some people seem to think that sport is not important and there are no jobs that are being offered or whatever. But as you guys would know, because you guys are sports enthusiasts, you would know the amount of jobs that are connected to sports, not only cricket, but all over the world. And sportsmen are the best paid in the world. But we seem to have a different idea here in the Caribbean for some reason. I think it's about education, so I'm here to lend some education. We haven't started that part of things as yet, but as soon as the year turns, I have some teachers already put in place to start the education side of things. So we're gonna be doing it a little different. So I'm looking forward to that.
Sounds good, JP. Like just on that, as I said,
Yeah,
education is a big aspect of the sport. Like
of course,
people don't understand that. It's alright to have the raw talent, but you all got something in between there to control that talent.
of course.
And I'm pretty sure Colin Moore was gonna ask this question. So sorry, Colin Moore, for stealing your question. For someone who's knowing the coaching, how easy was it for you to actually segue into that part of cricket? Do you think, just wondering if you think that more can be done to seek out young coaches, or just wanted to know what was that process like to get into the coaching?
Well, I wasn't coaching for a very long time. As I said, I I basically was teaching and coaching, because when at primary school, when you go in there, you have to be a jack of all trades. So when I went into primary school, I immediately, with my cricketing background, I was asked to basically coach the school team. So from there on, I was basically coaching in there, and then at Empire Club as well, I went straight into the role of coaching under, the stewardship of Mr. Jeffrey Mack. So my vacation for I wasn't relaxing in my vacations. I basically went to Empire Club in the summer, and I was coaching there as well. So as I said, basically my full 20 years I've been teaching, because I like to call coaching teaching as well. Huh? So I've been teaching, whether it be the aspect of teaching cricket or teaching school academics or whatever. So for me, I was in it a long time. So I don't know. I think that it came pretty natural to me. And to be honest with you, with the background of education and Eardiston Teachers College and university and so on, I was able to put all these things into practice really coaching is concerned. So as I said, I basically I was built to teach. I love to teach. Yeah. So for me, coaching comes very natural.
Like, there's
All
someone
right.
else jumping here.
All right, JP. Good night. Obviously, but you Lane Grove a couple weeks ago. We spoke for a calm 45 minutes. During the lunch interval. I'm knowing from a few years back when me and Liam used to go down Empire and practice as youngsters, and you were always like you said you was coaching from that time. You used to give us some catching, and you made it fun. But I just want to ask you about how was it playing in that Empire club at that time? The Eagles in the dressing room, and then going on to represent Barbados. What it meant to you?
Boy, I had a really good time playing for Empire over the years. I have to speak of Roland Holder. You see Roland Holder? Roland Holder is a tremendous guy. A tremendous guy. I learned so much from Roland Holder, especially about batting and that kind of thing. Um, for me, like having guys like Roland Holder in the dressing room, and then you had somebody like Ricky Hoyt. I don't know if you guys would have known much of Ricky Hoyt or whatever, but playing with Ricky Hoyt, he was a wicket keeper batsman for Barbados as well. And playing with Ricky Hoyt was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. He made batting very, very easy. Contrasting styles to Roland altogether, very cool, very jovial kind of fella. But you were also able to learn from him. Then you had people like Sherlin Graves in the dressing room as well. Another very good player, very, let me tell you, a stalwart. We didn't get to play with these guys or see them in their prime and stuff like that. But judging from at their age, the skill level that they still have, there were no doubt tremendous players. I also had a guy called Mike Innes as well. He also played for Barbados as well, opening batsman. So we had him as well, giving us lots of advice. We also had Carla Best as well coming to the dressing room. We had Patterson Thompson as well. We had so many guys in there with experience, Barbados and West Indies experience. And what I enjoyed most about that was the fact that these guys always came back from tours and always came and imparted knowledge. For me, after cricket is also a big part of it, and these guys usually will stick around. People kind of knock us after drinks
Drink.
cricket, but we learn a lot. We learn a lot through that. So you have a beer, you have a whiskey or whatever, but you're listening to the stories and so on. And a guy might point out something to you, JP, with that new ball, you gotta let it go a little earlier. Sometimes leave some balls early, and you learned a lot from that. I am very worried about that now because one, with COVID, there are definitely going to be a lot of guys who are going to exit the cricket. The older guys, for sure, a lot of them are just going to go out of the cricket. Somehow, COVID is just making people old. So yeah, a lot of guys are going to exit the cricket, and you're going to miss a lot of that in the dressing room. All right. So for me, that is one casualty already where COVID is concerned, because guys now as well are not going to be that attracted to cricket anymore because, believe it or not, you have lost so many spectators. I'm talking about those old guys. Colin Moore will tell you those old guys that would sit on the shed and stuff like that. These guys,
Yeah.
a week after we just hearing this body pass away, this body died, COVID, this thing. So I mean, like we literally, Empire has a big base, so we have a lot of guys that will be footballers that will watch cricket. But in terms of the spectators that are cricket people, those older guys, a lot of them have passed on. It's unfortunate. And I don't know about you guys, but I like to play cricket with people watching. I don't want to play cricket with two dogs and a cat, like watching. They want to play cricket and people out there, feeling the vibe, for the game and cheering you on and stuff like that. And Colin Murray would know how Empire people are. They take
Yeah, for
cricket
sure.
very serious at Empire.
Yeah,
A very serious
for
place.
sure.
If you during the week, if you do nonsense Saturday and Sunday during the week, you go into a business place, a bank, don't care where you go. Somebody is an Empire fan and telling you what nonsense you did or telling you well played. But those are some of the things that for me I really enjoyed about Empire, the spirit for sure, on and off the field.
And then the Barbados, going on to represent Barbados.
Well, going out to represent Barbados for me was challenging for me because when I say challenging, I would have came through youth cricket. So I played um, on the 15 cricket. I was fortunate to be a part of the first ever on the 15 Barbados team to leave these shores. We came second, and then fortunately for me, the second year I was captain, and we won all the matches in St. Lucia. So that was a good start for me. I then went on to represent then the under 19s there. Again, we had some really good guys making up the under 19 outfit as well. We were also winners here in I think 1999. We call it Nortel. I don't know if you guys were around that time, but we were champions here in Barbados in the Nortel. So for me, that was a very good start. Then the next year, I was captain as well. Did very well in Guyana. Actually, was on the West Indies All Star team. Then went on. Then from there, basically, then to club cricket, and then just a couple of years. But for me, it was a real battle because you had guys like Sharon Campbell, you had Philo Wallace, you still had Shirley Clark, Adrian
We have
Griffith was
Blackman
still
too.
around,
We have Blackman, but where? Or
William Blackman as well.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you had a lot of guys that were ahead of you. Um, and then for me, and I will speak about it. For me, I then after youth cricket, I had a couple years in there that I kind of like I just obviously I was always a big guy, but I kind of fell out of favor because although I was making lots of runs, people tend to like slim people. So for me, I had a battle over the years to keep my place due to the fact that not that I wasn't making runs, not that I wouldn't train hard as the other guys, but there's some selectors and obviously there's some commentators as well. I hear you guys speaking of Andrew Mason, but he for sure was one to really give you a really hard time. So I was kind of in and out, due to that. Fortunately for me, I then went to the university as well. So university then there again, it was a part of a team now that was the first time the University of West Indies were included in the Red Stripe Bowl. I had a very good tournament there as well. So I was really happy that I still got the opportunity, to play at the regional level, even though I was kind of in and out with the Barbados team, that kind of way. But I was able to, make the best of that opportunity and represent the University of the West Indies. So then over the years, then coming down through my 20s like that, I was just in and out, kind of in and out the Barbados team with. And the thing about early on with the Barbados cricket, they only had 5 games. So you imagine only 5 games, so you could easily be on the bench for 5 games. I took a lot of water, I'm telling you. Then yeah, I'm serious. I took a lot of water, boy. And then after that, when they introduced the 10 games, I got in a couple of games as well, but never a full season. Never a full season. That was always the real sad thing about it. But I kept on, I just kept on fighting with it. I kept on making my hundreds. I got some 1300s at Division One level, and I just love the cricket, so I kept on playing. But then I some people would say that I finished kind of early, which I probably did, in a sense. But for me, I then kind of turned to community, and part of the community was obviously you guys know Chocolate Army and so on. So I felt that my energy could have been done, it could have been there to do a little more. So then I kind of switch over to the entertainment as well, which I really love. So, that is basically it. I was a hard fighter. I would say I want to say I gotta say thanks to people like Courtney Brown as well, because to me I think Courtney Brown was one of the people that were instrumental in opportunities I got and stuff like that. So for me, I love playing with Courtney Brown and Tino and so on. Dwayne Smith and these guys. So for me, I didn't play all the games, but I had a good career. I had a good time playing cricket.
Yeah, JP.
Oh, sorry.
Good night, man. You come here. I hear the legend of JP. JP's a storyteller. I hear waiting for some story, JP. I hear for stories. I want to hear some JP stories. Man said JP is a storyteller, and I hear for you stories. I just want to hear some stories. Huh?
I was no guy until he give me one. He found this moments while playing for Barbados amongst that crop.
Yeah.
Amongst that crop with Sully and Ryan and Tino and those guys.
Tino and then
These politically correct podcast. There's a barbershop conversation. We want stories here. We want
I would have shared the barbershop with JP many times. I hear many stories about cricket and all kind of things. So
I'm here giving politically correct conversation. Isn't these shows?
But I mean, when you say stories, I don't know, how to phase in stories because there's so many stories, and we are cricketers, so we know how stories go.
Listen, give me some games that it was legendary. Like Banto. Yeah, we was born here now. We love that. We love it here.
Well, for me, I can tell you something, guys. Playing with Tino Best is one of the best things ever. Like, listen,
Can
if you
only
want to
imagine, man.
if you want a story, it is Tito Best, boy. Let me tell you something. Yeah? And
Yeah.
even though like I move around or whatever, people like kind of, like I don't want to say they hate on Tino, but a lot of people don't understand Tino Best. Huh? And for me, Tino Best went to primary school with me at Eagle Hall Primary School, huh? And I really enjoy playing cricket with Tino Best. Let me tell you something, right? When Tino Best is on, here we tell you, the Lord help you. When Tino is on, Tino is something serious. Like the passion and the emotion that Tino really puts into the game is something really serious. And at the end of the day, playing with Tino, like you have to be strong. You cannot be weak playing with Tino Best. I am telling you. And the reason that Tino is so strong is that Tino didn't have it easy. That Tino was in youth cricket and never played youth cricket for Barbados. And I remember Tino like crying or sad and stuff like that around youth cricket and so on. And when I saw this guy, Tino Best, about age 20 or whatever, around the BDS sports program, let me tell you something, right? Tino bowled at me one day, right? And I was so shocked that this is short Tino Best. I mean, the guy was flying. And let me tell you something, right? Tino said, JP, I am going to kill you today. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I mean, Haynes and I, Jason Haynes and I, we were there like, this is the same Tino Best. We could not believe it. Like, this guy was passion and emotion. I mean, raw talent. Raw talent. And I like to talk about Tino because Tino is one of the guys that came from nowhere. Like, came from nowhere. Worked hard, and Tino was able to make a career. And for me, Tino is a story for many youngsters to really emulate. Tino, I'm telling you, Tino is one of them people that work hard at his game, going to gym. Even though at 44, when I see Tino is always telling me, JP, see the abs? You see, I'm working hard. Yeah, I'm telling you. So, like, for me, playing with Tino, play with Tino. And let me tell you something. If you when Tino bowl and you catch a ball off Tino, let me tell you something. One time I was at Snip and I took a catch off Tino. Tino nearly pulled me in the boundary. When Tino is on, he's on. I'm telling you. So for me, playing with Tino Best is one of those things. Another guy that I played with that really, for me, that really stood out was Dwayne Smith. Dwayne Smith was another very talented cricketer. I'm talking about from on the 19 level. Let me tell you this story. I remember captaining Dwayne. Well, I wasn't captain that year. That was Nortel here in Barbados. And Dwayne got dropped 11 times at Kensington Oval. I was batting with him 11 times on all over the field. Just drop. So, obviously I going down and I talking to Dwayne. And I saying with Dwayne, the wind blowing. I bring a little science into the thing. So with Dwayne, you can't hit it against the wind because the wind will hold it in the air. You master JP, I going hard. Listen, the guy literally just went hard. I mean, when it comes to confidence, it's Dwayne Smith. If Dwayne Smith can hit you in the harbor, Dwayne Smith believing he hit you in the harbor, that he can hit you in the harbor. That's one of the guys for me that really got that raw talent and self-belief. You guys spoke about Ryan Hines. Ryan Hines is easily one of the best cricketers I've ever played with. Very, very good. Very, very good all-round ability. I'm talking about from on the 15 days up to even now. A very good cricket brain. Very good player, very good batsman. They used to call him Young Lara when he was younger. That all-round ability always has the knack for taking the wicket. Always has the knack for taking a really good catch. So for me, Ryan Hines is easily the best cricketer for me that I would have played with in terms of being all around. Obviously, Suleiman Bang, fantastic cricketer as well, very good spirit, that never say a die attitude, that kind of thing. Patrick Brown as well, wicketkeeper. I have to speak about a wicketkeeper. Patrick Brown, a real lost talent, I'm telling you, like Patrick Brown is easily for me one of the best cricketers I've ever played with. For real, I would say that to you for sure. Patrick Brown, very good player.
I know you
Very
hard to get
unfortunate.
hands. Excellent
Pardon?
hands. They know excellent
Excellent.
hands,
Love to
boy.
see back,
Excellent.
man. Love to see back.
Very grateful. Let me tell you
Well,
something. I remember when it was on the 15 and Patrick Brown came out to bat with me. You know, it was you at the crease with a guy, you batting well, but you telling yourself, I would like to bat like Patrick Brown. Like when I tell you this man, when Patrick Brown play forward at the ball, cheese man. This I talking about like style, charisma, timing, everything, head perfect position, elbow, everything, man. Patrick Brown for me was one of the cricketers that I believe should have gone a lot further. That's the truth. Patrick Brown was a lost talent. Is a real lost talent. That's the truth.
yeah,
One,
yeah, Jeffrey. You
Uh-huh.
probably you know me as sure, but I changed now. Commonly known as Fed now. I know
Okay.
when I was at Impair JP, I had a couple years playing with you. You understand? And it was good times. Good times. That's the truth. A lot of jokes, a lot of vibes, a lot of sledging the bats, man. But then but then that was shortly because I remember at the time you told me, well, man, sure, it's too much time consuming now. It's becoming time consuming. I really feeling the Charlie Army vibe. And at that time I was young to crop over. JVC man come and jump, Stoke going down, mostly Impact man going down. And it was a great experience. I want to know like what really pushed JP in the direction of just sacrificing his time and hard work into cricket and then say, you know what, I get into the entertainment business. And when you went
Right.
into that entertainment business, it was full focus. I remember man was saying, man, JP said, nah, don't see like me because I can't make it this Saturday. Can't make it this Saturday, fella. And man was vexed. People used to be cruel. And I was warning about Impact man let me know, boy. Man was cruel, man, JP. JP go and play this so cricket. If you want to be good friend with the club. But JP still never switched from that movement towards entertainment business with Charlie Army. I hope it began since then, man.
Yeah, man. People don't really understand, right? People like to understand what they feel to understand. Now, in terms of Chocolate Army, and at the time it was Villagers International. Um,
Correct.
what I created was not necessarily for people just a band and jumping in. That was bringing my community together. You understand? If a guy doesn't live in a community, he doesn't understand it. So you would say what you see all kind of thing, but you see the entertainment. It brought my community together. And one thing I know for sure, like people who don't come from a big circle called the ghetto or the community, they don't understand how it is. And for me, I remember my community kind of like pulling apart a little bit, and I said, well, the truth was, I really got into entertainment due to touring for Barbados because I remember Kevin and myself, when we go up to Jamaica, we going pasa pasa. So we used to go to a lot of pasa pasas. Yeah. So when it's off time or whatever, we would go to a pasa pasa and we talking that. And the first event it really held was something called Pitch Black Dance Off. I would never forget it. I mean, like talk about people. I mean, it was at the After Dark years ago, and we did this fact there and. Kevin and those guys, they had a group called Yellow Tape. I don't know if you guys know about Yellow Tape
Right.
and so on. Yeah, those guys used to dance a
yeah,
lot.
people got some people that might not know what After Dark was. Yeah, that's a history lesson there for people.
Yeah, but the After Dark is in St. Lawrence Gap. Obviously at that time the After Dark was a real big party spot. I don't even know what's party spots now because we don't go anywhere.
Especially JP, man. Especially
The boats, the cruises.
After dark, man. How the dubs, man,
Yeah,
you go in there just see clothes. You know.
yeah. It's so true, boy. You had the sweat box, you had the sweat room there. So I mean, we had some good times and in the After Dark. I don't even know if people know about Club Extreme, and that was so recent the other day. And you guys know cricketers, we like a good time out. So we did our fair a share of partying and going out. But for me, amongst that partying and jumping and stuff like that, it was about the community for me. And it still is. When we do our Chocolate Army, we do some give backs in the community. We're back to school and different things like that. So what I do is not necessarily people would say with JP making the world of money or whatever, but it's not even about that. It's about being able to pull the community together, being able to do some give backs. We've donated. Shane Blackett and myself, we've donated to so many different schools and stuff like that across Barbados and so on, because the youth is the future. In years to come, JP won't be able to jump in any band, and they have to depend on the youth to come and jump. You know, my son, my daughter, and them. So at the end of the day, you have to help these people to develop, and that's what Chocolate Army is also about. We deal with development, but I love culture. I love to plan. I love to have a theme, and I love to go and get designers and we work together. I like a whole production. The truth is, I really want to do a actual mass band. So although I do 4 a.m. morning, I enjoy 4 a.m. morning. We have a really good time. I really want to do a mass band, even if it's just once. I really want to deliver a mass band in Barbados, a mass band of quality. Yeah.
2022?
Pardon?
2022?
No, 2022. I don't think that we are gonna have anything really major going on. I am telling you, I am
Sure,
I'm
sure
afraid
without,
to say it. Pardon?
sure without JP, you never know. You know. It looking viable.
I'm not sure about that. And let me just give you a reminder that the tickets in England are sold out. So just be careful in January. You know, tickets in England are sold out. So just be careful in January. You know, but I am optimistic. I am optimistic because, as I said, I love my culture, and culture entertainment plays a very big part in the development of Barbados. I'm going to use it a little different now because, as I said, I'm pushing my cricket school. So for me, I'm going to use my entertainment more so to, let's say, fund it, but I'm going to put a lot more of that into the actual school, to try to help a lot more of the young cricketers in Barbados. Because for me, I really would like to be able to deliver a scholarship, a cricket scholarship. If I can do that, I will feel like a champion. I would like to deliver a cricket scholarship for some young man. I want to say a young man. My friends, they take to call me the poor people governor, but it's not even about being a poor people governor. But I know how I grew up. Yeah, and I grew up poor. You know, people will see me now, but I grew up poor. I worked hard. You understand? So I would like to be able to get a scholarship and award it to somebody coming out to the ghetto, and send them up to England, even up to the States, because the States now they're developing their cricket culture as well. So I'm pretty sure that just now they're going to have a lot of cricket and sports within their university geared towards cricketers. So for me, you know what? That's what it's all about for me. I just want to see young people do well, man. I just want to see people develop. I grew up in a community that was, people would say, that was known for violence and that kind of thing. And I feel good to know that myself and other guys that are around me, we did not end up in the law's hands or anything. We were able to turn that energy and channel that energy into some positive things. So for me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
Yeah, that JP.
JP also how the
Um,
oh sorry, go on, Reedy, go on.
yeah, cool, Faye. You're talking about the cricket school and thing that you want to implement in the near future. So you're talking about the kiddie cricket program and stuff like that. How difficult is it dealing with little children? Like getting them to concentrate to understand the basics instead of versus dealing with an adult. And then I see in bio you got certified child protection. Elaborate on that a little bit.
Right, with child protection, that's one of the courses that the West Indies Cricket Board and UNICEF, they collaborate to put on. I would have done that under, it was Robin Paris at the time. All the kiddie cricket coaches had to do that course. Child protection, that covers a lot of things. That covers the fact that you ought to know some CPR as well. It also covers how you deal with players, how you deal with, because obviously we coach females, you coach males. The thing about coaching, especially young players as well, you may not have to do it so much with adults, but with young players, you definitely may have to touch a young player. So you have to be very careful when you're touching young players, and how you touch young players and where you touch young players, right? So child protection, that eases in a little bit of that as well. How you actually deal with players in terms of the things that you will say to them as well. Obviously, the psychology of the game. If you coaching a young man, and you want to tell him, man, get down, you're too fat. You know that's something that was, that was something that really deter a player or whatever, or really give a guy a really bad feeling or whatever. You have to use kind of uplifting words. Always try to be encouraging or whatever. Sometimes you might tell yourself that a player is not doing it correctly, all right, and you may be a way off, but you still have to encourage. You still have to encourage that player to do it and to try and practice, because at the end of the day, we all know that when we went to school, we didn't go to school writing. You had to learn to write. And we are adults now. And I believe they have some people that can't even write up to know, But at the end of the day, you can't deter a guy if he is not forming a letter, how you may want him to form that letter. You have to give him some time. So you have to administer patience. So child protection has a lot to do with those things, the psychology of the game, obviously doing things like CPR and that kind of thing as well, knowing those kind of things, how to obviously having certain things where you should have a kit, obviously have a kit with you as well in case a player gets injured, basic things like that, have ice and access to ice and that kind of thing. A whole heap of things like that, obviously have just making sure that you keep that player safe.
And I think really they had a first part to that question to really
What's that, Bun?
Dealing with
oh yeah.
youngsters. How difficult is it compared to coaching an adult?
We might say that youngsters are difficult, but adults were difficult because adults believe they know.
Yeah.
Adults believe they know.
But that's very true.
And I can tell you something, right? Young players are very coachable. They're very, very coachable. In fact, at the school, I think I push for 6-year-olds and up, because I know there's also a group called the Tiny Tots as well, and I kind of have a plan in terms of structure. So for me, I like the fact that the Tiny Tots are there as well. So you have the Tiny Tots that would deal with the children up to about age 5, and I said, well, I would take over then from age 5. I would take 6 and up. But believe it or not, funny or not, I have had plenty calls for children that are age 2 and 3. I actually have a young man that I was coaching for the last couple of weeks that just turned 3, and I enjoy coaching him. Some of the things that you're going to do, you have to scale them down and stuff like that. But the thing about these young players, they're always enthusiastic. And that is something that motivates teachers, and that's something that motivates coaches. When you have people who want to learn, you are always motivated to teach. Sometimes, in terms of big adults or whatever, like, for example, I focus on drills. I focus on the skills element, the fundamentals. So I don't come out there with a big bowling machine and just put balls in and you hit balls. That's what big men want to do. There are guys who have never scored a run in their life, but they want to hit 1,000 balls from a bowling machine. Yeah, I'm like,
Hakeem Nero.
Whoa.
No, I'm serious. Like, I remember reading a little documentary from Coley, and Coley was saying that he always turns back to his primary school coach and stuff like that. And his primary school coach uses drills, throwing the ball to him, drop balls. I mean, Coley and those guys hit thousands of balls. So their repetition is really good at doing things right. Right? We in Barbados, we bat for 15 minutes. We get 2 bouncers, a full toss. And, so at the end of the day, so at the end of the day, how can we practice driving the ball through covers if we don't get the ball in that area?
Yeah.
How can we practice an on drive if we don't get the ball in that area?
That's a fact.
How do we practice a late cut if we don't get the ball in that area? The only way we can do that is by drills.
Yeah.
Because more often than not, you can throw a ball into a particular area, a weakness that a player has, in repetition, because you have to repeat it until that player gets it right. And that is why I'm so big on drills. And I'm also very big on one-on-one coaching. You understand? I'm big on, you can have 2 guys working together, a pair. You can have a small group session as well. I like those sessions. I don't like this thing where you have 15 and 20 guys in a semicircle hitting the ball to them. I don't like that. I don't like that coaching. I think coaching should be personalized. Learning is also personalized. So I believe that cricket should be personalized as well, right? So one-on-one coaching is very important. The distractions you don't have, the player is a lot more focused. He's not looking around. He's not, it's like the classroom. You have a guy in a classroom by himself and you're teaching him. He tends to be more focused than if he has about 15 other students around him. He recognizes that somebody has a sharpener there. He recognizes somebody threw the rubber across the class. If it's just myself and the student, it's just two of us. So I love one-on-one coaching. I can handle peer coaching as well, where you can have two guys working together because that's fun, especially when you're doing different drills in terms of fielding or catching. It's always good to have guys working together. One can motivate the other, that kind of thing. And small group sessions. And I mean, for me, small group sessions work just fine, especially since you have COVID. So that is why I really introduced bubble coaching. Yeah, so bubble coaching, you have one-on-one, two guys from the same household, 3 persons or 4 people from the same household, and that works out very fine for me. Let me just say that I had to really adjust my timing in coaching. Some days I start at 7 a.m. Yeah, I mean like 7 a.m. So every night I'm tired. Every night I'm tired. Every day I'm tired. And currently, we have online school. I'm doing 1 or 2 courses as well. So I can tell you my plate is really full. But I am very motivated in coaching because I mean I have my son here and I do a lot of coaching with him. So even though that the world was kind of down or Barbados was kind of down, I still was doing a lot of work with my son. So for me, I enjoy that, and that keeps me going. A lot of people are not fortunate to have a cricketer living in their homes or whatever that they can continue running through things and coaching. So I'm very fortunate. I have my son here that is aspiring to go all the way as well. So for me, he was a very big motivation in me because I recognize that he just wanted to play the tablet. He wanted to play PUBG. Yeah, PUBG all the time. Yeah, and I took him on the passer to run a day. He could not even run a lap. I said to myself, I told my wife, wait, this thing, wait, boy, this COVID ain't easy at all. And I mean, my son is a small man. They call him Tin Man. So you can imagine he's slim, very slim guy. And he cannot get around the pasture. And I was like to myself, well, this COVID is really taken away from life, man. It is really taken away from life. I mean, I know COVID is out there and we have to be very cautious, but I am worried because we found a recipe in terms of for education. We do online school, but yet we're not finding any recipe for sports people. And I have a problem with that. Like I have a serious problem with that. That something is wrong with that. And you know what kills me? Like when we were growing up, I'm sure it happened to you guys. Everybody, your parents, everybody say, I want you to be a doctor. I want you to be a lawyer, Carly. I want you to be a lawyer, boy. I want you to be a fellow wearing a suit, working a bank. And the thing about it is that cricketers make so much money. Cricketers make more money than any doctor, any lawyer. Why don't we want our children to be cricketers? I don't understand it.
Best in these cricketers are not.
Well, professional cricketers.
Oh.
Professional cricketers. Because I mean, I'm going to allude to someone that for me is a real professional cricketer, and that is Kevin Stout. Kevin Stout is a real professional cricketer because Kevin would play in England, Kevin would play in Trinidad, Kevin would play in the States, Kevin would go to almost all over the world. Kevin would go, and once in the tournament there, Kevin Stout would go and play. I mean, he was a bit unlucky in terms of the fact he didn't go on to play for the West Indies, but he's a professional cricketer who is still able to make a little change, from playing cricket. And I think that is a very positive thing. And I'm sure there are also a lot of other cricketers out there who fly up to England and make a little something to be able to support their families. I know Alcindor Holder is still very much a professional cricketer. So for me, I know cricket is really supporting a lot of livelihoods as well. So that's the problem for me. I'm not seeing enough happening. Nothing is happening at all. Nothing is happening at all. I mean, this year I remember my son got into the Center of Excellence, and I was wondering what was happening. Center of Excellence starting in week 8. And I was wondering, like, why is Center of Excellence starting in week 8? I am teaching. They're teachers as well. I started on time, and I work up to week 8, and they're now starting in week 8. And I'm wondering to myself, are we really serious? We made sport at sports in Barbados. We made sport at sports in Barbados. We don't take it serious at all. Like there are guys out there who want to be professional cricketers. A guy, even if a guy doesn't have to be, I mean, this guy, Peter Clark, who is the psychologist for the Australian team. I think he went to St. Michael's School. Yeah,
QC,
and
QC.
QC or QC, right?
Yeah,
QC, he went to QC, right? So he didn't go on to play cricket for the West Indies, but he has gone on to be a part of a champion team in the Australian side in the form of a psychologist. So like he's probably making some pretty good bucks up there as well because Australia
Pretty
pays
good.
well. Pays well.
He's sad.
He's sad, yeah. So
He's
so
sad.
like even if a guy doesn't become a West Indies cricketer, he can become so many different things in cricket. You
Yeah.
know, I remember speaking to Gary Bell a few weeks ago because I want to introduce camera analysis to the boys for my next 2 weeks. I'm going to do an assessment, so I want to put the boys on camera. So I was talking to Gary Bell, and Gary Bell was in Zimbabwe with the girls team, yeah? West Indies girls. I was like, "You serious, Gary?" Yeah, Gary was up there. And let me go to the joke. There are only 2 people in Barbados that specialize in camera and video analysis. 2 people.
Him and Jamar.
Yeah.
Him and Cheese.
2
Yeah.
single people. And I'm like to myself, like, why we don't have more of these people in Barbados? Because it means that we can export the talent and we can get these guys working all over the world, like doing this video analysis and getting jobs and putting Barbados on the map.
But JP, that not to cut you there. Well, as where you can come in, you got the idea, and I was wrong to pitch it to you. You got the platform, and you could be the cavalier to channel that, because for me, I think that a lot of cricketers need agents too. And as you said, you can have big fellas from Barbados being agents for cricketers. So is it twofold? So you got to be you exporting talent as the cricketer and the agent as well, who could probably branch off and have other athletes. Because the only way sports can evolve too is if some of the same people, i.e. the Mason fella, start crying down the man, and them is want the spotlight for themselves, like for themselves, always, like it got to be both them want to stand relevant for them to themselves. You know what, let me bring some youngsters on this belt here and bring them into commentary, and therefore the sport will be evolving. I getting youngsters a chance, but for them to see everything as a track. Oh, but then you turn on listening to Korean and you tired of hearing that voice all the time. So I mean, it's a lot of work, but I think the young people go just grab it by your horns and kick down the door and go along. So it's people like you, JP, that can go fight, expand the academy, and you can go from there. Because I believe, as you said, there's money in sports. There's a lot of money. There's too much money in cricket to just let the big nations take it all. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, I think, and the government has to be more supportive of these things as well, because within schools and so on. Like, I want to say this, like, I am a strong believer that every secondary school should have a cricket coach. I remember you used to call it a games. You used to call it a games master, or games master kind of thing. Like, let's look at it close here, fellas. At Commonwealth School, you had Roddy Esway, and Commonwealth has produced over 10 over probably 10 international cricketers in the last 10 years. So you can please tell me, why is there not a cricket coach attached to every school in Barbados? Like, we are not serious. Like, that work. So why would the government not decide to implement? I know the curriculum has physical education on it, so you can merge that along with the sport or whatever. And I'm not just being a catalyst for cricket. I'm being a catalyst for sports in general. So you should have somebody specializing in volleyball, somebody specializing in netball, football. Yeah,
Jesus,
cricket. I mean, like, seriously, every school should have a man there sanctioned to deal with cricket. Cricket is our national sport. Our national living hero is Garfi Sorbas, who play cricket. Like, seriously, like, why are we still at this point?
Well, JP, we got two now. We got two living now. You say one, we got two living.
But well, yeah. And obviously we have Rihanna. Congratulations to her. But I want to say that we need to support, the government needs to support sports a little more. We have the perfect weather in Barbados, especially for off season, and our infrastructure is the pits. Like you see our stadium, our national stadium is the pits. We don't have a multi-purpose facility in Barbados to say that we are hosting anything. I remember going to the national stadium with some students a few years back, and a piece of metal from the roof in the stadium dropped down, hit a young lady, and just cut her head. And the stadium is still in the same condition. The stadium is still in the same condition. I mean, like we need a ministry of maintenance or something. Like we we can't be serious. Like we
Uh-huh.
Barbados, our this is awful. Like our we don't have a really international stadium for football or anything. I mean, we have to maintain what we have in terms of Kensington Oval. So these are the kind of issues. Is behind. Sports is behind in Barbados, whether it be cricket or football or anything. We are definitely behind. Like you can tell me why in 2021 we don't have at least a semi-professional league in Barbados. I mean, whether a fella get $100 a game or not, he can still go and buy a drink from the bar. So you can still pay somebody there that has employed the groundsman, the bartender, something. I am sure that a guy will be competitive for $100. I'm just
National
calling.
sport. Respect for
He
free.
put, he will put
Yeah,
back in gas too.
That's
yeah, you
true.
put in some gas. So and it
Give
will
up.
lift the game. And we really joking too, because you see entertainment. Young people not going to cricket to watch cricket anymore. When a man could go by
Yeah.
South City or go by Laminarba to a promotion, no.
I
I,
enjoy yourself.
I enjoy Seven Seasons Sweet Girls. No, but
Yeah.
why would a man want to go by Empire Club now or in Spartan, Queen's Park to watch cricket? You could tell me.
Yeah. I know. Say so
Only
hot
the
now,
sh-
Joe.
only the shorty
No,
part now, boy. Got gone.
I'm going, nobody ain't doing that. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, we got to get with it. We have to be able to merge entertainment with cricket in Barbados. And even if you take some of those same promotions and take them to cricket games, but give a fella a reason to want to go to cricket so that it will keep the game built. I'm telling you, like, cricket has lost so much talent. And you guys going to see just how much when the sport open back. Because I can tell you for sure, we are Empire Club and we struggle. Like, we have three teams and we were struggling to complete our third team, which is the second division team. Because a lot of the guys that used to play, in terms of the guys that were like over 40 and that kind of thing, those guys started to finish with cricket. Those guys have to go to work to support their families. So they don't have that interest anymore. And we have some guys coming from secondary schools, and we want to be able to let them play because, like, in the intermediate team, you probably got 27 guys, so you can only play 11. So you may have a little spillover or whatever, and you want to have another team, but you're struggling because you don't have the senior guys anymore to prop up the side or to lead the cricket anymore. And that is a problem. And you can't blame people because, as you guys said, you're paying to play.
Yeah.
You're paying to play. So, what is the incentive now in playing in terms of playing cricket? I remember years ago, you used to have the banks player of the day. You used to get a case of beer at $200 or something. You don't even have that anymore. You don't even
Yeah,
have
cricket
it.
don't got incentives.
No
Don't put no
incentive.
incentives in cricket. I agree. I just don't want to start anything, but I
And
agree,
this,
man. Cricket don't got no incentives because even on a Saturday, like you pay umpires.
yeah,
The umpires guarantee. No, don't get me wrong. Umpires is a very crucial part of the game. But with folk players in the need for umpires, just pay the umpires $90. Some of these umpires has made some of the worst decisions an umpire could make in the history of cricket.
Without
And
remorse.
even to ask these guys, that pitch outside, man,
yeah,
y'all, you can't question them. You understand? And then a man that trying to make a career now, a man on the trigger blind he. I see
yeah,
that thing like he paid for so he scored two. But they ain't know the decision was a hard decision, you understand? And
yeah,
these is things that I've been saying for years. Like you cannot keep expecting. I was 20 when I 27 when I first went to Yorkshire. I men's time about cricket. No, it's like to me like if I miss cricket, all right, because you give so much of your time for cricket in this country to don't even get a token of appreciation, a recognition, not even from the club. You understand? You were player at a club for 20 years, brother. You ain't play for Barbados, but that's of your time. You understand? And then they ain't there for you. The club got hope that you bring through a youngster. You cannot even get. And this is things to be. See, this is how we know that as this CJP, we joking about sports. There's no continuity in none of these sporting clubs. Like you can't go at each club and find a youth program. Madness. There's no way to be safe to allow primary schools to have an influx of 500 boys or 600 boys every year. And you tell me there ain't no programs to say, well, where's the halls of cricket in school? We can locate them with some at Empire, some at Spartan, Westbury. These are the things that I be asking for, but it's always here, man, in the money. And I think these things don't take money. They don't be the money, but you see 1-2 youth teams getting power airs every week. Every week, you understand? Then you can tell me they got sponsors, but I get sponsors for cricket then. It's time that sports get proactive and cricket. As you said, JP, cricket behind, man. Cricket really behind. And that's the truth. I hope that with this academy, I hope that Joe for use the platform. I hope you look at Rihanna as an example. Joe put Joe for on the global stage. You understand? He got the platform where he can make a change. You understand? And I honestly hope and I wish that he will use the platform to really make a positive change. Even if he create some sort of, as you see, academy, he create some sort of plan, saying along that lines, some sort of tournament. You understand? So just use the platform. Use the platform. Don't just go through the system and come back and do the same thing as some before he did. That's the truth, man.
Well, what I want to say though, because it would be remarks of me not to mention his stepfather, Patrick Waith. Yeah. So Patrick definitely is the kind of the pioneer behind the facility. Obviously, I was planning. I did my school, and Patrick and I are very close. And Patrick said, "Well, obviously you're gonna have to host the school somewhere." So then I took the opportunity to work with Patrick by the facility, his home. And let me say that I was really honored to obviously would have been in the company of Jofa for a good couple of weeks, because Jofa was here in Barbados for a while resting up. And I mean, Jofa really has a passion. He's a young guy. He's still young, obviously. He's still growing. He's still maturing. But what I say is he has the right people around him. His stepdad and his mom and so on. And we all spoke and so on. So it is a situation where I am not an academy. Let me just put that out there. I am not an academy. So any academy can send their boys to learn the basics about my school. I am not an academy. What I would say though is that the Patrick and so on, he is developing the academy. So for me, I would be the one to facilitate if there's remedial work need done and stuff like that. Obviously, I work with the academy as well because it's housed there. So I work with my boys, and then we have some older guys that come as well. So we work with all of them. It's Patrick's mission to really, we want to bring back that village life, that village cricket life. So we want to take the boys that we are coaching. When things are open up, of course, we want to take these boys then around Barbados and be able to play games. Obviously, this is when COVID, has died down. So we're gonna coach our boys in our one-to-one focus, small groups, and then we're gonna put teams together to travel around Barbados. So if there's anybody from Rubis listening, I would need a gas sponsor. So we're gonna move around the island and try to play some games in villages and and try to bring back the life to the cricket, because it is definitely dying.
Really, I'm not sure if you had any other questions, really.
I got no more.
Okay. Sonny.
Well, our JP, will you see yourself in the next 5 years coaching wise in terms of the academy? Next 5 years, will you want to take it in that 5 years?
Oh boy. I hope that Miss Mia Marmot is listening on this podcast. I definitely hope that. I really will have. I want to own my own indoor school, my own indoor facility where I can have um all the nets inside of there, and then I want to have like a classroom there as well. Because I also want to bring parents, and I want to say this that in the next couple of years, well, probably next year for sure. I want to go into something called parent coaching. Yeah, I want to go into that because I think cricket also starts at the parents. Yeah, and it is very, very important to have parents that are on board. I keep saying all the time to guys. I remember when I was a little boy and I wanted to play cricket, and I had no cricket gear. Yeah, and my mom with that little salary that she had, she believed in K Shepherd. So my mom went to K Shepherd and charged my first set of cricket gear. I will never forget, fellas. And I hold my mom really high because my mom produced my first set of cricket gear for me. Yeah, and I hope dads are listening because for me, dads are kind of let down sometimes. I want to share something with you guys. All the guys that have gone on to play cricket at the higher level have the support of their fathers. Let me say it again loud and clear. All the guys, the players that have gone on to Barbados and beyond have the support of their fathers. Men want to let them down the place. Men got to step up. But you can have more good players if men step up. Because the things that my mom wouldn't know, my dad, who was a former cricketer, should know. Unfortunately, I had to learn on my own. I had people like Richard Stewart around me. I have to give thanks to people like Keith Simmons and Jeff Boones was around as well. And then I had obviously guys that would give you advice about cricket and so on, Carla Best, even Courtney Brown, different people that would produce that. So you kind of have had a situation where all these different people that were not your dad teamed up to help you and develop your game. But if you have that dad within that household, there are things that you learn. For example, before you come to school, you will sit down and you will learn two and two before you get there. You don't have to come to school and learn two and two because your mommy is going to teach you two and two before you get into school. So if you have a dad at home with you all the time, there are things that your dad can prepare you with. There are things that your dad can tell you. You understand? And let me say this now, like you have Craig Braffett. I hold Craig Braffett in very, very high esteem. Not the only reason that because he's a Black Rock man, he's from down by me, but I think that Craig Braffett is a good guy. He's a really good player. He's a good player. He has a different style, but he understands his game and he does well. He has a good brain. And he was very, very, very well supported by his dad over the years. You understand? We had guys like Jason Holder as well. His dad supports him as well. You understand? Shea Hope, Kyle Mears, Kevin Stout.
Yeah.
All right. And the list goes on and on. Jonathan Carter as well. All of these are guys that are supported by their fathers. When you look up and look around, you can see the fathers around the cricket. You understand? And that is important. You understand? So fathers have to put their hands up. Fathers have to get with the program. Mothers cannot do it on their own. But I take my hat off to the mothers that try. Because I can tell you my mom tried. She was able to still make a little hand of me. I give thanks to her for that. But if you have but the thing about it is I had a pretty good support system. My grandmother was there. My great uncle was there as well. So she did not do it on her own either. She still had a support system. So you see what he's saying? You need support. You understand? So if any of you guys are aspiring dads and you end up bringing forth a little boy, make sure that you guys are good fathers because it's important. And I see it as well, even in teaching as well. You need a household with both parents to support. You understand? You need a household with both parents to support in order to take this thing forward. Obviously, in terms of even knowing the next stage or the next step, I want to know in Barbados if a scholarship is a secret. I want to know if it's a secret in Barbados. Like you don't ever hear about the scholarships. There's somebody in the corner, like only certain people that get scholarships. This is what I want to understand. It's baffled me. Like only certain people, children, is get scholarships in Barbados.
A friend of a friend that know. A friend of a friend that know.
Yeah, that you don't ever hear. Like you ever hear a man from Haynesville get a scholarship yet? Or from Deacon's Farm? I'm serious. I never hear about nobody from these places get scholarship. I mean, like, I wonder if these things is immune to people that come from certain places. And that wrong, man. That is wrong. We have to be able to provide more opportunities for people. We need to have people working in the Ministry of Education that are going to different countries and stuff like that and seeking out scholarships. You understand? Our people should be our biggest resource. So the more people that we export, you understand, and they learn and they work and stuff like that, the more likely we are able to get some money coming back in the economy. And let me tell you something, people can talk with it like, I used to man who's up on the dream chaser. You know, Carly is a dream chaser, man. I woke up on the dream chaser. I woke up on the Buccaneer dream chaser. You know that. And let me tell you something, when you go on the Buccaneer dream chaser, they got about 10 cricketers, 15 cricketers on the board. And what the cricketers doing? The cricketers buying drinks. The cricketers buy tickets. Rochi's my man. Rochi's my friend for years. And you see Kimar Roch? I believe in Kimar Roch. Kimar Roch is the man that's jumping my band all the time. Once Kimar Roch in Barbados, Kimar jumping in my band. And you know what my band doing? It can pay some people in the community that ain't got no money. It can stop a fella from robbing somebody. And that is important. You understand? So people can talk about it like cricketers. Cricketers are important to the society and to the economy. Tell me 10 doctors you ever see on the Buccaneer. I'm serious. Tell me 10 doctors you ever see on the Buccaneer. But people in Barbados is watching wrong things. You know, people is watch. Look at Ross and got BMW or look at watching brand new Mercedes. Them is the wrong things people be watching. Watch and see how many people this man can pull along with you. Watch what he's doing in the community. Watch he's done by the woman next door and buy a brandy, buy a little Hennessy, a little whiskey. Look at them things. Them are the things to look at. You understand? Don't look at people with Mercedes, Benz, and the BMW. The fella gonna go chain. What fella go chain got to do with cricket? These are things that people in Barbados is focused on. The wrong things. But I know for sure that there are cricketers in Barbados that just help, that just do things. And them is the things we need to focus on. And the people that are watching, what do? They don't do anything. But they're watching the cricketer. Look at cricketer, he got bare styles. Like, so what? He buy that from downtown by Pug. So I plug to pay somebody. That's where I coming from?
That's a fact, Jamie. That is you do have a point there for sure.
I'm telling you, I know you have a point. Please focus on the wrong things in Barbados. Focus on the right things. Look at it, these cricketers always got in the styles and this thing and that thing. Please focus on the wrong things. I love young people, man. I love young people. Young people is the way forward. You understand? I remember when they were young too. We're young. I know you tell me so. Cheese on right, Jeff. You get here very quick. But let me tell you something. Are you hanging out with young people? Are you hanging out with no old people? You understand? Because you see, young people is the way forward. Young people got ideas. Young people are bright. But young people got talent. Let the young people come forward, man. Stop hiding the young people. We just always use the same old people all the time. Jobs in politics and use their old. So we go university. All of us here went university. All of us got a degree. And then you know what's make me laugh? When you look on a job application, you must have 3 years job experience.
You start low, boy. You start low. Maybe 5 and 6 years. Correct, JP. Correct.
If you don't hire young people, how they got experience?
Correct.
Can't hire experience. We usually seeing people because we in Barbados, right? Barbados is really too Barbados is what you know. I just see something, even though I sit on this watch and things happen, they shit my head. It's a cheese, Lord. This place for real. You know what I'm saying? This place made for certain people. Certain people is to live and other people is to suffer. You know where I'm coming from? So the poor boy that got talent in cricket now, he can't come out and play in the cricket. You understand where I'm coming from? And you know what's gonna happen in the next couple of years? His talent gone. And next thing is for me, West Indies cricket does not have a succession plan. You imagine that they may start grassroots cricket and kiddie cricket. Grassroots and kiddie cricket get stopped.
Disgrace.
And we put in our tournaments all the time. Like on the 19th West Indies team was chosen this year. How? Like I followed that player on the 19th cricket last year. He can't improve. He can't improve. So it means that outside of man come, I pick and call him more. I pick and rule. But what about my man Jason? So he ain't improved from last year. So you take out these men and you go and choose these set of men And I got a fella that made it improve. You imagine a fella who I'm saying, well, they work so hard about my cricket, and I have a guy youth tournament to showcase the exhibition of talent. That wrong. Yeah, that wrong. And you focus in cricket can be at the top. The focus in cricket gotta be the foundation. You could tell me why.
At this point in time, has to be. Yeah.
And you could tell me why. You see, I love the sports council. Don't get me wrong. But you see the sports council. You see
Talk the things, JP.
You see the structure of that. Like we don't have a under 13 tournament. You imagine that we depend on Rifa to put on his under 13 tournament in Barbados.
Madness.
After that, you don't even have a tournament in the Caribbean. And we starting with the foundation. So the foundation boys, the foundation of the cricket has to wait to under 15 to be able to showcase their talent.
To showcase the talent, correct.
Complete madness.
Yeah.
And yet we just got something called the common entrance examination that we say at 11 years old, you have to sit this examination in order to showcase what you have learned.
Yeah.
I tell you something is wrong in Barbados. You know, we got some people that at the top that I don't understand it. Like, so in academics, you gotta do common entrance at 11 because you went to school, and this is when you're gonna exhibition what you have learned in these years. But what about in cricket? What about in football? So if we start doing that and structuring the development of the young players, you don't think it would be better off? The cricket wants structure, brother. Cricket wants structure. You got to structure cricket. You got to structure education. Cricket is education too. You understand where I'm coming from? So you have to create a structure. How can you be to me, the West Indies last in cricket too. West Indies last. How can we be last in cricket and do not have a succession plan? We planning tournaments. Yeah. We planning tournaments and putting adults in bubbles and that kind of thing to allow them to play the cricket, doing the same foolishness all the time. The same foolishness all the time. And we are not focusing on young people to get them to correct certain things from young. Don't make the mistakes that these fellas made. Because you know everybody want me Chris Gayle. Chris Gayle was a special talent, so everybody can't bother him. But we know how a tournament there where we had guys like Williamson who are batsmen. So we have batsmen who outscore swipers.
Bashers.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, where's the focus there? Is there anybody saying, but fellas, when I recognize anything about this cricket, you realize that Williamson and them that we call pokers met the most runs? Nothing. So nothing happening. What's the plan going forward? What's the plan for 2022? There's none. Are we going to have a tournament? So why don't we start to structure it and say to young players, guys, we have to be able to prepare on the 15, on the 19. All these guys have to prepare to go and play tournaments in the bubble. So guys at the senior level have to go in bubbles. I think the youngsters to be in bubbles sooner. Then the little boys learn to be in bubbles and then go and play some cricket too. So the same way you pick all these men to go in camps and stuff like that, you could have picked the same teams and have a tournament. You could have picked the same teams, but the same way you bring and put them in camps. You could do the same thing and bring all the teams from Barbados, Jamaica, Leewards, and all kind of places and let them play the tournament the same way.
Agree.
But we didn't do that. We do something completely different. These people don't think through these things, you know. So you could have done that and allow for a fella that would have developed from 2020 into 2021 to showcase his talent. And we got a horse at them. We pick a World Cup team and they see half the talent in Caribbean. I serious. I agree about it.
Yeah.
I agree about it. So may pick who to like.
Basically.
Yeah, may pick who to like.
Full stop lines in there.
Yeah, madness. So it got men home that work hard at the game and stuff like that and get a chance, brother.
Agree, JP. Appreciate it.
You got little men home that probably going crying. But let me tell you something, right? You see cricket, people just don't understand what cricket just do to a fella, you know. You know, if you do well, you had a good weekend, you score 100. You see Monday morning when you go to school, your shoulders up, your chest up, you're confident.
Yeah.
Cocky.
You're cocky. You're gonna do well in your schoolwork, you're gonna do well. So you imagine that you practicing, you doing well all the time, again on fair time, and getting an opportunity.
Because you got the mouth murderers like the fellow Andrew Mason and them boys that never do nothing in life. That as the things to walk or you down for, he's not technically sound, but he ain't technically sound, but again he runs and the boys that them is Them has got man crush pan and scoring the runs. But oh god, the Tanny is so sweet. Oh, he's so easy on the eyes. Oh, but they're scoring the runs.
That's
They're
Andrew
scoring the
Fair.
runs. And you see that hers is listening to them boys. Can't understand. So you see that hers is just drive wrong. All them is do is good to JP always just said that select hers and Barbados is only good at certain grounds. I used to call your farmer club and a couple others. And the
Yeah,
rest, they're just here playing radio. So you ain't
yeah,
seeing for yourself.
and that's wrong. And
Yes,
that
it
is
is. My
definitely
thing is
wrong.
that you
So
could set up scopes. You could, as you said, get some more young people involved, broaden the scope, so you could cover more bases and come together and have a meeting and say, well, Fed, you was doing the north, you observe who the players don't you observe.
mhm.
Uh, let's see, Akini Road, Damian Reed, and Jason Clark, the the batting. I see some very good all-round skills. I think we should bring them into camp and put them to the test. That way, you could. So man will feel encouragement to you. I can play for Maple. Those don't large the clubs. Yeah, I can get a chance. The selectors is be down here watching. I can showcase my talent. But if you only go to three clubs and then listening to Andrew Mason, Keith Ford, and then that boys playing radio, what the cricket ain't gonna be like in the way.
yeah,
So
you can be lost. You can be lost. And the next thing about young people too, right? And that these people don't understand. Like I used to hardly go on Facebook. Young people is go on Twitter, Instagram, that kind of thing. You gotta get people involved in the cricket because the marketing in the cricket gotta be amongst young people. So people like you guys should be involved in the cricket. You guys should be having a bench talk at different grounds. And when you guys tweet and stuff like that, and a fella like Nero that got enough girls, the girls will come to the cricket. You know, so the girls that's good boy. Yeah, so the people will come to cricket more because I'm saying like you gotta get young people involved because the technology now and stuff like that is lending to that. Nobody, Andrew Mason. I would be very surprised if Andrew Mason has a Facebook, has a Instagram. I'd be very surprised. But what I'm saying is that you want to get young people involved because young people being involved will bring young people to the cricket. I'm sure that if
Correct.
Colin Moore is commentating on the ground, and you tell a couple of your friends, Colin, man, you don't like this ground, come down here. They got some drink specials out there again, Guinness 3 for 5. You understand? The
she
people
go
level,
up. Yeah,
Correct.
people level
Correct.
to the
Yes,
people
sir.
level
Correct.
down there. And
that's
I mean,
true.
like if you got like you have a Jaguar the champ at one of the grounds playing, or you have a surfer. We know a surfer could be at all the grounds burst. So the ministry, the government hire surfer to do public service announcements. So the BCA can hire surfer too, no?
Yeah,
Hire
so that was
surfer ground to some
salute to
grounds.
Surf Rock, man, the
Yeah,
general.
and let people
true.
come around and watch the cricket. They may not necessarily come to see cricket, but they come for the entertainment. And then the entertainment would turn into some revenue for the clubs. I remember during COVID, in Par, we had to do a couple of things to try to raise some funds to pay one or two bills. You know what I mean? Things were hard. No cricket is playing. Nobody's coming to the club. You're on curfew, those kind of things, and you still got people to pay. The ground still have to be capped and that kind of thing. So what are you going to do? So like to me, you gotta be innovative. Like every year the BCS should be holding a fat during crop over. Every year the BCS should hold a big fat during crop over to help raise some revenue and,
Correct.
and invite all the clubs to have
Have Go
have a
have the
stand.
cricketers hold events themselves.
Yeah,
Have the cricketers hold their own events. So they could be brainstorming with the cricketers and hold something massive.
I was saying massive man, and people and a lot of cricketing stars are there. So tourists might come in and decide they want to go to. I'm just going to use it for hit wicket. They want to call it the fat hit wicket or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but you should be BCA should be a part of the culture as well in terms of raising funds. Each week you should go around. There should be a different focus, a different club. That everybody would join together. And I mean, no, you can't do it in COVID, but you would join and you would go to this particular club because they have a little fat on and be going there to support and move
But
around.
JP, that's fine and dandy, that's right. But we know who operate BCA. Beer War Heads, man.
Yeah.
Beer
You
War
gonna
Heads
get
ain't good. And the thing is, like, I think there's a young fella playing the BCA board. He's overlooked. He's making a lot of noise. I think they got really FCon. That man really love the cricket in Barbados, and they really care about it, which I know they don't. You gonna get somebody coming in like caring and said, "Let me get some young people here, and let me roll them into this cricket.
My
Let me get
understanding what's
different
happened with
fun."
that elections, right, brother? You
Same,
can't get
the
your
same
these
thing that
things
happened in
before.
any election.
The same
The same
thing
thing happened in
happened.
elections. That
That man
you
go
know,
and call
what's
30 of
happening.
that will find. You
Bring a
understand?
bus. And
I'm
vote.
bringing a busload. A man gonna say who? Joel, I want Joel, man. And 20 others gonna say who I want Calvin. 10 gonna say I want Conley. And the young man, he ain't getting a boy. You
Yeah,
understand? That's what's happened.
but
I
it
ain't
is,
just all the thing. And JP
we
don't
as
mention it.
mhm.
We thought you got to attract young people by doing young people things.
Yeah.
I told somebody a couple of weeks ago on the BCA website. Imagine I want to go on the BCA websites to pull up stats for a local cricketer who is on the app. And I am greeted with the BCA website on the construction. This is for months.
In
Months
face
on.
now and working
But I
now.
will tell you months. It
Or
take them
Yeah, it
months.
was months for sure.
You understand? It
Months.
take them months to fix. It should never be. So that show you how serious. That show you how serious we are about sport. It's like we just got this laid back mindset. Like, all right, we could do it this way and keep noise amongst them one another, but that ain't gonna happen. And every time you recycle the same people in BCA positions, Condé, Joe Garner, Calvin, Condé, Joe Garner, well, you can get the same results recycle. You have to get young people into sports. You have to get young people involved in things. But young people, you ain't got to be 27. Young people's 30, 31. You got some youngsters out there that creative. I see government now pushing young people with the arts. You know, start painting murals all over the place. But these are things that it shouldn't take significant things to do. Like these are things you should do to
I find it
encourage
look
growth
good
in your
too,
country.
and it look
You know
good
what I'm
too.
saying?
Yeah.
Is a
You
breath of
got
fresh
to
air
encourage
driving.
growth.
You driving and you seeing these plain walls that are playing. I just look this
You got to encourage
color
youth, man.
is lift your spirit. Is lift your spirit.
You got a lot of young people out there in positions with degrees that are in school and study.
Yeah.
Saying
But
these
you
people
want
too don't qualify. When you check, you go down through grapevine and peel off layer after layer after layer. Them know a friend come through the right and come through this and come through that. That's what we can be at square one for a long time, JP boss.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I hope it changes because I fear that due to this COVID situation, cricket give me in real trouble when it's time to restart.
Yeah.
I telling you, cricket give me in real trouble.
Especially with the
I think
American market and England and stuff like that. A lot of men can
yeah,
go over there for the money, and nobody ain't here
America
getting
looking
money.
correct.
So it can be hard if
Correct.
a man can go overseas and make 10 grand. If a lower level player can go overseas and make 10 grand, but that's a no brainer.
That's a
Tax-free.
That's a no brainer. That is a no brainer.
but not only that, fellas. We all know that once Americans pick up saying I put money
yeah,
in it, what's gonna happen?
yeah.
And
But
10 grand is
whenever
the mint is down. 10 grand is probably the base.
You don't see
So
World Cup out there just now. You think
yes,
Yeah.
sir,
America
right there.
foolish? You think
But it's
America
about
foolish?
there. The next
Uh,
next T20 World Cup after Australia is the
eh,
Caribbean and
And
USA.
America, yeah. America can get you finals and we can get you semifinals. Watch, I said it here first.
Listen, many baseball game contracts for 250 million guaranteed. Man got money out there. And if a billionaire like man Mark Cuban, let me say you, this cricket here taking off. Let me buy a team. When the man buy a team, this team can got everything it need. For them man can make sure them got people in positions to make sure the club and the franchise be successful because that's more money for them. So, man, like Jerry Jones that got the richest, the richest, the richest club in the world, Dallas Cowboys as a franchise. He might just build it from ground up, build it, and Cowboys ain't win a Super Bowl in about near 20 years. But the branding and the marketing of the Cowboys, America's team, all right, man, it's only a matter of time, as JP said. But if the fellas don't look to kill the blocks early, as you said, we can be behind.
Yeah, we way behind, man. We way behind because I doubt there's even a plan as into what's going to happen for next year. I don't even think there's a plan for that. So I know for sure. And then we doing a lot of
Yeah,
focusing.
there's a plan. They're hoping that when the English come, the COVID numbers go up. That I can sit in the cricket again. That's the plan.
I believe even that England series not even BCF foresight. I didn't know that was looking for. That was the government saying this is a revenue opportunity. We gotta live with the COVID. Stop trying to dance wrong and run from it. Yeah, let me get some tourists here and let me get some cricket guys. Like Barmy Army. Yes, traveling to the Ashes is thing, but Australia's be pretty cool this time of year. Man, say nah. Let me get the other way here. I want sunshine.
To get sold out already. To get
sold.
Yeah, for the England coming out. English tickets sold out. Yeah, but you know England loves they love Barbados and those people coming to have a lager.
I do JP say like in terms of the T20, that part I believe like you could play music on the ground. So I just said you ever gotta get these surfers. If you got a young DJ in the community,
yeah, very good idea. Showcase a DJ. Yeah. Do something. Do something different. You can't keep doing the same things over and over and over. The cricket is boring. The cricket is there's no life in it. Nobody wants to even patronize the bar. Because if a guy play cricket and he ain't getting a vibe, he ain't buying the drinks. You know what I mean? Look, every club should go a kitchen, and every club should have a bar that they can make some money so they can pay the people. You know, right now nothing happening, so you can imagine how clubs struggling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So you gotta do better, man. We have cricket, yes, but you can't just have it. You gotta put work into it. You know what I mean? You got everything in life is work. If you don't work, you're gonna lose it. If a guy don't work on his talent, he's gonna lose it.
As a fact.
Simple as that. You know what I mean? If you don't work on a sport, if you don't work on tourism, we're gonna lose tourism too. You know what I mean? We gotta start looking at some options. For me, I think that we really gotta improve on our sporting infrastructure so we can start getting people to come back here. More people. I mean, things like simple the Cigarfi Sorbus tournament. I remember playing in that tournament as a little man, and that tournament has really dwindled. That tournament has
really that should be a staple forever. Like that should be standard.
Yeah, and I mean that's tourism. That's sports tourism. That brings a lot of people into Barbados and stuff like that. And that's something that those things you gotta look at. You know,
teams used to come down here.
Plenty.
Big. I tell you, I large pen and the parents there, when they're going to bed and suit tall and a skirt and the chair sometime. But for that, and the boy, middle of the caring world, like, they don't get in a hustle here. There's some kind of big parties, big touring parties, and
I really want to know. I mean, I am in education, but that I really want to know. Like, I would like to be a fly on the wall in the Ministry of Tourism. I really would like to know or hear like ideas on what they really go after and how they put things together. Because for me, for sure, sports is one very big factors that could pump some money into our economy. Sports tourism is a good investment. So for me, I would like to really be a fly. I would like to hear what's the plan. Like, what do they really plan, or how do they plan to get people here and being a part of Barbados and stuff like that? And I mean, especially during summer. When a guy take a trip down here and you could take a trip and get in some crop over, get in some cricket, get in some football, whatever, you know, and then you can ease off to a little crop over event. You kill two birds with one stone.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like for me, I am so worried about Barbados because let me just switch a little bit to culture because you have Miami Carnival now doing so well this year. What is going to happen to Barbados next year? Because Barbados Carnival is in August. Trinidad them say that coming in August. And Miami Carnival. Miami Carnival is in October.
Wait. Trinidad Carnival next year gonna be in August?
Yeah, they're bringing something called the Festival Effects. They're not doing jumping, but they're doing the Festival Effects in August. And Miami Carnival is in October. So I want to really, I haven't heard anything from the government saying what's happening here. So I really want to know where we at. Like, where we at? Something as simple as that. Where are we at? We only studying cricket, but what will crop over coming next couple of months? And of course, I am very respectful of COVID because you got to be respectful, but it ain't going nowhere. You can't start home and say my COVID, because you're losing income and losing revenue, crime gonna go up, all these things gonna still happen. You better get on. You're gonna get on mask. I want to hear the government saying to me, what are some of the other ways that I can defend COVID? Get more vitamin C, plant more oranges, get more grapefruit. I gotta buy more vitamin C. I gotta buy zinc. I gotta buy echinacea. Children take this. Children drink that. Children do this. Take the vaccine. Yes, I ain't got no problem with taking the vaccine. I've taken the vaccine as well. I'm fully vaccinated because I working with people, children. I want to have my reason is a little different. I want to have the greatest amount of defense against this thing. You understand? So I took the vaccines. I eat my vitamin C, drink my vitamin C, whatever I have to do, I doing. Because you have to move forward. You can't start home. You can't start home and just lie down and do nothing. You have to get up and work. You got to get up and do things. School's supposed to start back January 10th. No problem right there. That's my job. That pays me. You understand where I'm coming from? So you have to do what you have to do in order to move forward. We can't sit down and say, no, we ain't doing this. Like, why COVID is a viral infection, a viral illness. Why are we not encouraging people to go out and run around the pasture in the hot sun? You know what I mean? You need people to go on exercise. People need to exercise, not be locked down. Like, go and exercise. Go in the hot sun and exercise. I know, like in England and those places, you see people in the parks just sitting down in the hot sun. I mean, the sun up there is a little different, but I'm saying, like, get some sun, because they're saying that sun is a good defense, a good defender for this thing. So let me get outside and exercise. Let me encourage our people to exercise. And let me tell you something, right? In the last few weeks of coaching, I had about 5 boys who nearly fainted with dark eyes. Yeah. Serious. Yeah. And good thing for me, I parents are always there to see. So the parents are like, wow. So this keeping you at home, playing your PlayStation this is what it has done to your body. This is what it has done to your condition. Like my son want PlayStation real bad. But his mother said he shouldn't get a PlayStation. But
you gotta get it, man. Come on. Moms, you gotta give him it, man. Hold it here, JP.
He's no 12, but
oh yeah, JP, he deserve it. Tell you what, the fellas on bench start saying off even. He deserve it. But he got balance. He got balance. Out. So
you're being called. You're being called here. The guys are discussing the PlayStation with you. No, he doesn't need it. She said he doesn't need it. Let me say this to you guys here. You see a PlayStation, it's the devil.
No, JP, don't say it like that. It's a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. I can tell you why. I come up under the Nintendo 64, right? And the summers, your mother want your room, your street hanging out by a company. Me and my friends and this shit, we were good, but we go another house, play again. She makes some food there, drink. She always just say, at least I know that I am my paying the extra in the current, but I know that when they left home to go work, they want to give me this whole playing game from morning to night. Food give me there, and when them make the trouble, and the boy can't call your name and nothing. But obviously, we need to still go outside and run both together, but you play a game. So just a healthy balance. And if you want things done, you want peace and quiet in your house, and the boy not you can't blaze it. She can be able to put her foot in night, come and just relax. She ain't gonna worry. Obviously, as long as the grade's still good. As long as the grade's still good.
You feed the dog. We can't get you feed the dog some days.
You get feed 10 dogs if you give one. Listen, my mother used to use it as a treat. Dangle the carrot.
It's
true, boy.
You want to play this weekend? Well, you got to clean your bedroom, wash your school clothes, hang them up on the line, put them up, press them.
He's a friend.
Yeah.
He's a friend.
Yeah, so
people say a good friend.
It's one boy. Normally the fathers is who's objecting the fellas these things, and the mothers is who say, "Listen, keep your my ear." Call the fellas, the boy children torment me, mother.
No, but his mother said no PlayStation, boy, and that's ringing my ear. So I ain't getting a PlayStation because a happy wife is a happy life, right?
Man, we can try. We can advocate. We can advocate.
Yeah, so that's why you ain't getting PlayStation yet, boy.
But I still play to this day. Cause for me, it's relax. Like after a long day, and I got kids. I got a 6-year-old and a 232. And to me, it's just relax. It's just on one. Like I just get accustomed as my niece to just relax. Obviously, it's exercise and thing, but that's just besides the sports. I think just saying just go and relax. Like
I don't guys like Rosson. And Rosson is big on PlayStation. He likes PlayStation a lot. He uses it to relax for sure. But I think when you get a little older, you tend to be able to control things a little better and get things, organize yourself a little better, your time management and that kind of thing. That's something that I want to look big at in the school, time management, how to balance your studies with your cricket and so on. Because a lot of times what's happened, your parents will say, man, you gonna play cricket all the time, you ain't doing the schoolwork. But there are ways that you can play cricket and still do your schoolwork. You just gotta time manage, So these are things that you gotta look at.
Yeah.
I think that deter a lot. I think that deter a lot of children too.
Well, JP, we wanna thank you for taking the time to join us tonight, man. We really enjoyed the chat.
I enjoyed it too.
And we definitely wish you all the best going forward in your future endeavors and thing. I really like the ideas that you have planned in terms of the school and bringing the education and the actual sport together. I think, like I said, that's a very good idea. And so, like I said, we wish you all the best going forward, and thanks again for joining us tonight on the show.
Yeah, man. I want to thank you guys as well, and I want to wish you guys all the best. I hope that this platform continues to grow. I got to put a plug here for my friend Chanel because she's always pushing this this podcast and so on. And there are people out there that are definitely listening to it and definitely like it. So I hope you guys continue go from strength to strength with it. I like it, man. It's it's informal and you can have a laugh. It's not like a Mason show, huh? So you can definitely have a good time. So you guys, I want to wish you guys all the best, man.
Don't forget, JP.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, the next session with Joe for it, so
No problem. I will get that organized for you.
And then you get Gary to come and take it so I can send my ticket to vaccines because the Nissan boxman fellas to stand up and battle against PS. So yeah.
It's true. All right, guys.
Thanks a lot, JP.
All right, that's
Very cool, man. I'll be good.
Are you too, guys? Yeah.
Guys, we just had a good chat there with JP. But before we go quickly, I want to just touch on the last test match, West Indies versus Sri Lanka. I'm not gonna.
We can go this. We can go.
We could go. We haven't got
I agree.
I can go ahead any order. If anyone wants us to
no comment. Moving on
that.
Pass is the pass.
West Indies found their new go-to spinner. In Versami.
Who's it here?
Versami Promo.
Carry on smartly, Jess.
My eat the hard, Sri Lanka body.
One game, one innings.
I asking.
One Sri Lanka man that must have about 15 wickets in series.
And
One off spin.
Yeah, man, that's bush.
What
Honestly, but honestly, to be like, I couldn't believe that West Indies lost that game.
You couldn't believe it, Jason?
I can't believe that West Indies lost the game.
You making so Jason thought that because we get first innings lead, we didn't give it?
No, I thought that we would at least hold on for a draw there.
Danijaya.
I thought we would at least hold on for. I honestly could not believe. When I saw the last score, I can't remember the score was when they had checked prior to the end of the game. I just said, all right, at least we can hold on for a draw here. Then when I see the score at the end of the game, I did shot it. I honestly can't believe it.
You want me? I can be honest though, fellas. I ain't brought him in that seat for none of them games. I ain't brought him in that sleep for none. I ain't commit myself to Ghana. No. I follow read that example. Get your rest here. My rest and my sanity important here.
Right.
I watched the beginning and when I wake up in the morning.
Exactly. I watched when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
You was lucky to get from me, Mark.
Yeah, like.
And it was really you have called that series to love, right?
Yeah, really called to love.
Really boy,
Really said to love to the game.
Yeah, really you called that one there, really boy. You called that one there.
Yeah, it was
But to
banking
be
on the
fair to them though,
referee.
Jace, I heard a stat there that no team don't really beat Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka. Man played 30 games there. I think the man win like 20 or something last start.
That's not the problem, you know. That don't be problem.
Joe pump a double upon them at that same ground.
That's a one-off.
I didn't expect them to win, but you just want to see Sam, man.
I thought the series would. I thought it would have drawn through, Jace. I honestly thought the man would have. Quite predict a 1-love, but that 2-love match.
Yeah, they 2-love hurt me to see, man. 2-love hurt me to see. 2-love hurt me to see, man.
But I thought on a chalk, Blackwood in cricket.
Oh Lord, you do Chris Gill's replacement?
Blackwood in the cricket.
I want to hit Lee Studio here.
See, I talked with Craigie. And his boy Scotty, so I don't know.
When I can't keep Jermaine out the cricket.
Nah, it doesn't. You can't, boy.
Jess, the man by the bullet all the time, Jess. And do what must be done.
What's that? Not 44. What's the missing square?
But who else scored them? Marco got close to more times in that series.
Last time I opened a score 44, besides Craig Buffett.
Marco got close to more times in that series.
He probably be second most.
If they do that, I ain't gonna watch
probably finish be second most.
I swear. If he walks open, I can't do it.
He get rid of certain teams, man.
I can't do it if he want.
Yeah.
I can't do it if he walks open.
Yeah.
But I don't know, boy. I see the cheers on my teams there too.
We guys did with these teams, man.
I let Pollard hamstring hurt if you see career.
Let me say.
I find that funny though.
Pollard hamstring.
What hamstring walk?
Wait, really say something there. Go ahead, Rudy.
He played the remaining World Cup, yeah, with this year hamstring injury. He played the cricket set, so no can go to Pakistan.
Yeah.
He got select, you know. The team got select. He was in it.
Really, exactly. Probably man trying to security player, man Matt Saint security player in England here. Every good Pakistan get embarrassed, no, he might not make it to England.
This will be the trend until the next World Cup.
Until World Cup, yeah,
Russell there beating people bowling their thing. This body
got Australia. He did play the big match league. But then in 2022, he back in Australia to play World Cup. And they come out and play World Cup.
So it can be a hard time for West Indies in this series against Pakistan. Obviously, one better T20 teams.
When it started
Monday. One better teams in the world in T20.
0.
Wait, so that's day and night. That started there. So
Pakistan day and night, afternoon.
Yeah, want to see somebody guys.
They can't win one.
Nah, I want to see the new guys. I want to see something.
I actually looking forward to just seeing some of the new blood play.
That's all it is. Correct.
That's why you're looking forward to.
Call a spade already.
Yeah, just see some.
Call it nails, boy.
Just so the man adapt to this level and.
Yes, on a scale, just on a scale of 1 to 10, your disappointment in the batting in our series.
Boy.
11.
10 being has?
10 being
10 being has?
With 10 being has? Right, 11.
10 to the 100th power.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, it was bad. Bad. But it's really concerning, man.
I know was the hurtful part. Guy like Roston's my guy. I like Roston. Roston averaging 40 cent.
No.
Roston averaging 20 cent just and it got me. It hurt in my heart to see that there.
Yeah, fellas really not signing up at all the back.
Honestly, the only certain thing was dapper and that lower order position. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Yeah, it was.
Trevor saying here, no?
That spinner eat them, man. Here.
Last you got to comment today. Comment you wreak havoc, Trevion. Let's put these comments, Trevion.
You for real?
Leave out these comments, Trevion. You wreak havoc today.
That's all right. I 2020 open up for who? Banks. Gotta be wealthy. Our Portmore Cricket Club.
I want to touch quick, big guys. We saw England yesterday being bamboozled by that Australian pace attack, man. I mean, you watch cricket and then you watch cricket, man. It's just
exactly
cricket to see, man.
Exactly
cricket to see. Lord have his mercy, Josh Hazelwood, a quality.
According to Fat, orgasmic, man.
Yeah.
You lit cricket, oh my gosh. Cricket,
look,
man.
I saw you talk about England. This English man here won't call Jason. Go on. Going
for sure. 5 for sure.
5 love.
4-11 if rain. 5 love though.
He tried to
you got fellas England to play for fight tall.
Oh, Jason. Oh.
But I'm back. Jenny went with Burns.
Milan.
Yeah.
The late was Bell. Oh, joke. And then you depending for the 40-year-old as you PS. He hurt already.
And then you
play. Got arrested first game after not playing no T20 World Cup. No, nothing. Mark who's fought on thing like nah. Jack Leash is your spinner.
Yo, listen.
Root gonna be in it. Root and Stokes gonna be in before the lunch in every game. Whenever they're about first,
Leach.
Root gonna be in before lunch.
Leach and Warner beat Brits off him, man.
Watch it.
Warner for about he touch you.
That's a dangerous thing, Fat. That is a dangerous thing there, boy. Huh?
You said already?
With this boy at the time of England, for Australia can score easy 600.
I know.
Lama take hungry, brother. Lama
Smith too.
Freaky.
Smith boy. Man, freaky. That man get freaky,
boy. That man freaky. Yeah. So you know that man can score about 400 or 500 in this series. Lieutenant Lama Shanga.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Lama Shanga, they man who I'm grown, and man averaging 99.75 just.
So then the 2 years about that.
I tweet to Rico Webb Carl brother. I mean, he was there on Twitter. I say, I man over average 20 on Ampere. On my average 99.75. I gabba. I man who grown. That's how you're supposed to do when you're playing home.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen there, boy.
Yeah. Interesting cricket, man. Interesting cricket.
What score you got, Jess, before you leave, though?
What
score you got? What score you got for the Ashes?
I to be honest, I just feel I don't see a sweep. That's truth. I don't see a sweep. I don't see them playing one. Probably a 4-love.
Or 4-1.
Okay.
Be 50.
4-11 rain.
Every boy.
Probably draw one. I ain't know how, but they probably draw one.
All right, man. What I'm gonna think about Pat Cummins and Steve Smith, the captaincy of Cummins.
That was the right decision.
Thus far.
That was the right decision.
He can't go back to
he can't go back.
Yeah. He can't go back to he scarred.
The game back to
scarred, buddy.
Oh,
he can't
go back. And they partner after 5 love, you can't take that, yeah?
Even if he captain behind the scenes.
I mean, if you see when we was watching, you see the tandem and how they were operating. Like,
yeah, Steve because obviously he got the respect for Steve.
Right, correct. But if he behind the scenes, and he's saying, Pat, I think that's what he, but he can't flick that toss again, brother.
Pat is a man.
But for me, what I really say is got cricket, and then it's got cricket. You had a period where just the cream in it, just the and
when Josh walk out last night, see my player coverage. It was fine. They might hit one over cover, boy.
Smith went to my time, look, put him mid off either. He was just put him mid off either 3/4 or send it back. And later, now 2 overs. Man, picture back
When you
and
go
man,
on
start
Australia
and not
cricket
head back
page, I
off.
think you see like machine bowling and man in pads. Who does that? You got to love cricket, brother.
Yeah.
Man running on TDs in cricket
So
pads,
they must
brother.
stay there for hours, boy. No, two
Hours,
they have
brother.
been there for hours.
Yeah.
After practice too.
Different level of commitment, boy. Different level of love for the game, boy. Different level. That's the truth. Different level. Was it? You have the latest score there, Hassan? I know you're always tuning.
Of course, the one for 115. Moving merrily along, Warner's 49 off 100, and no Lambashin as usual runs machine south about 50 with ain't that no.
Smith.
I Smith to
4
come.
1.
My only problem with this Australian say Travis head though, you know, you get moved on there.
But you see, he things don't when he kill the back now, the
Yeah,
platform,
needed that,
the
sorry.
play,
Ain't
the play
matter.
can be set.
It ain't matter if he platform. It could be 400 for two. Travis head and score the runs.
Yeah, he,
Armor, will come in here do his matching like people ball here though.
Well, guys, we'll see how this series
I mean, you see just you know how it going.
we'll see how this series turns out.
Listen, the man was 27 for 4 first over. That's man win the. This is what got me. The man Joe Root win the toss. You left a 1,100 cents. So it's on a bench, you know. You win the toss
Man,
on the
one
going top.
not one of the two of them.
That was the shocker there.
And like, you play West
you had a
Indies.
proper preparation. You went and bat first upon a green ball. Oh, that's a joke.
That's 50 for Warner there, fellas. So wanna know how it going. Going rooting for Usman to play cricket.
They can play
Yeah,
as a
boy.
number 5 though. That's the problem.
Yeah. Anyhow, guys, we had a good show tonight. We really enjoyed that chat with JP. Yeah, he
Love
got
it,
some
yeah.
great ideas there. Yeah, really enjoyed that chat. Hopefully, we can have him on again sometime in the future. And once again, we want to thank everyone for continuing to watch the show each and every week. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe whenever you do watch the show. Thanks again, and have a good night.